start to have some presentation not of the lab, but of the city and also of where we are located. So probably you can see now where we are located, at least in Europe. So in between, maybe I can possibility to play here. In between Paris and Nantes, probably you were coming by TGV, so you have seen that we are quite close to Paris. So about the city, so I assume also that we have some visit of the city. So you have nice, let's say nice buildings in the old city, the middle-aged city. You have the cathedral, you have the Abbey of Epao, and you have also a lot of sport activities, essentially based on football. I will not make a lot of comments because it seems that the situation of football is not the best.
Very nice stadium.
But we have a very nice stadium. The stadium has been established and been supported by both local, from private and public support. Of course, there is also the 24 hours of Le Mans, so it's very famous. You have not to think that there is only for cars and motors, but there is also for they were for swimming, they were for biking, and also for roller skates. So we have a few things, good food. So there is Rouillette du Mans, or potted pork. You have wine in the south part of Sarthe department, Sarthe district, which is the region of Le Mans. Le Mans is a kind of capital of this part of France, so Sarthe. And there is a tramway which goes to university. And the university, so I presume that some presentation has been made. So respect to the activities in the topic of materials and molecules, so there is an institute. The institute is now one laboratory which finally consists of different components from both chemistry and physics. But all of them are devoted to the study of both molecules and materials. So the buildings are distributed in the Faculty of Science and also in the engineering of the School of Engineering. So from effective point of view, there is 85 permanent people for research. So maybe I can explain that we are a mixed unit of research, because there is some agreement between university and CNRS. CNRS, which is the National Research Center of France, which is a bit equivalent to the Russian Academy of Science, I think. So there is 16 members of CNRS which are permanently doing research. And in addition, there is 69 professors or associate professors. So of course, they have to do both teaching duties and also some research activities, and sometimes some administrative activities. So there is a staff of 33 engineers, technicians, and administrators. The same. Some people belong to CNRS, while other ones belong to university. Actually, there is 67 PhD students. So, and we have, I would say, about 5 postdoc per year. And there is a lot of guest scientists, a lot of invited professors. They stay here for 1 month. So the Institute of Chemistry and the Institute of Molecules and Materials belong to the Institute of Chemistry of CNRS, and also belong to the Institute of Physics. So besides this institute, there is that of acoustics. I don't know if you make any comments. And we belong to Région Pays de Loire, because sometimes we have also some support coming from such a part of France. And not so far, there is a CTTN, which is a kind of interface between university, between academics and industrials. So I have a kind of presentation like this. the main point is to start in our activities from materials. And the main point is to start with the elaboration or the synthesis of new materials. And you can see that we are not focusing on one type of material, because you have molecules, oxide, fluoride, crystalline system, amorphous systems, and so on. So there is plenty of morphologies, and all kind of materials can be finally elaborated or synthesized here. So after, our two main points is to make some characterization, and because we have a quite relevant platform, instrumental platform, I would say that we push to do some nano characterization. So we have different scale characterization versus I would say meta scale. So from nano up to micro, or better say from micro down to nano, and also versus time, okay, to follow the dynamics of some phenomena. And also we are very involved in some computer modeling. So we have activities from experiments. A few people are doing theory, but a lot of people now are rather concentrated toward computer modeling, taking into account the different experimental results. So now if we look on the different topics, so as you can see, there is a part of elaboration or synthesis. So I think the colleagues from chemistry develop this aspect. The idea is not only to focus on new molecules, for example, but also on new methodologies of synthesis. Okay? So some activities in polymers. So I think there is some colleague also who will present such activity. So I will much more concentrate on some physics activity, because all colleagues of chemistry will give you a more detailed presentation. So but I want to focus that we are dealing with the knowledge, better knowledge, the understanding on surfaces, on what it is very small. So that means to understand the interface between some nanoparticles, some surfaces, and if you want, for example, to functionalize it. So we do know what about the state of the surface. And I would say, from a philosophical point of view, what is the surface? So we are rather focused on this aspect, from experimental and computing approach. So now there is also some activities a bit far from, rather focused on ultra-fast phenomena devoted to solid-state physics, and also some activities which are much more concentrated to the development of new techniques, and also to analyze, for example, if you have some small objects, to analyze the same object with different techniques. Because of course, if you have some nanoparticles, you can do some study by TEM, transmission electron microscopy, and after you will focus with another technique. But we are not sure that you have the same nanoparticles. So the idea is to concentrate to exactly the same sample. For some application, so they are rather devoted to numerous historical issues. So in the case of energy, in the case of, for example, photovoltaic cells, batteries, green chemistry, devoted to medical applications for molecules for anti-cancer, for drug delivery, for MRI, and finally for non-destructive testing. So a view of our different instruments, equipment. So we can see, for example, in the aspect of diffraction, we are covering a lot of, I would say, morphologies, because from monocrystalline, powders, surfaces, multi-layers, and I would say 3D nanostructural system, because we have, how to say, four-circle diffractometer, after powder diffractometer. We have also SAX, small angle X-ray scattering, and GISAX. So we have plenty of techniques, and we have also some access to synchrotron facilities in France, in Europe, and in US, and in Japan. The same for microscopy. So there is transmission, scanning, atom probe microscopies, and also confocal microscopy covering, including for 10, including cryogenic I would say, sorry, cryo. So there's another word, yeah. Okay. Right. Probably we detail after. In the topic of spectroscopies, the same. We have Raman, EPR, NMR for solid state and liquid state, and also Mossbauer. The main point is, I want to focus on this, that we have a rather large expertise to treat data. Because it's very easy, and especially for students, to take a computer and to fit. But what about the fit? So we spend long time to develop some our own softwares in order to, I would say, not to be perfect, but at least to avoid a lot of stupidities. Because it's a main problem now. We have huge facilities to treat data, whatever the data are coming from, but it's difficult finally to distinguish, to discriminate what is a good solution. So in this aspect, we are, I think, in different topics, we are rather expert. And of course, there is facilities for also to synthesize and to elaborate numerous systems. I want to add for the computing aspects, so now we are developing some GPU phase. That means, as I have understood, we are probably the only lab in France who have developed some GPU-based system for cluster, for computer cluster, and probably very few in Europe, according to the expert in this topic. So now I will focus on the 5 teams in physics. I will not make any comment for chemistry, because the colleagues will do after, better than I will do. So the first team is devoted to many activities in the structuration and functionalization. That means the main idea is first to elaborate, for example, nice surfaces. Nice surfaces means very low roughness. And when you have, when you can achieve very low roughness surface, after you can play by using atom probe microscopy to functionalize with some molecules. So there is activities are now devoted, for example, to biomedical applications. So from such surfaces, some people are interested to improve the performances of biosensors in different topics. For example, for microorganisms, pesticides, and water sanitation, and to detect microbe or bacteria. So and this is done, for example, for the last one is done in collaboration with some people from chemistry. So after there is a possibility to develop some mesoporous structure in order to study what about the nanostructuration, and also the developments are rather focused on photocatalytic and also on photovoltaic applications. Now there is strong interest for CO2 sequestration from such materials. Another topic is focused on, for example, the development of nanocomposite composed of thick silicon carbide particles mixed with panic. And there is some more theoretical aspects, for example, some development to understand the Polarron concentration in such a system, in such structures, and to improve finally some physical properties. How is the best mixture between the thick and the panic? Of course, we need also to improve the quality of such nanocrystalline particles, in this case, silicon carbide. So, let's go to the second team. So, nanomagnetism and modelization. So, the main idea, so maybe I will be it will be easier for me because I belong to this team. So, the activity concentrates from experiments based on Mossbauer, and after on more computer modeling. So, the main focus is what about the surface and what about the interface when the surface, for example, has been treated, or there was some molecules to be functionalized. So we need great information to understand both structural and magnetic properties at the surface. For example, another case is here to show you that we have discussed the problem in the case of nanostructures. That means we have a packing of nanoparticles. They are in contact with each other. how to model. So we have a lot of experimental results, and to support them, we need to model using some computer approach. So you can see here, for example, you can have two blocks, crystalline blocks. What you will do is to push them each together, and after you will relax the interface, and after you can, for example, develop some modeling of the magnetic structure. And the interest is we have results predicted by computer which are in perfect agreement with experimental results. So in addition, we are also looking to the structure and to understand, for example, what about the chemical homogeneity, the structural homogeneity, and the magnetic homogeneity within one nanoparticle, which could be sometimes down to 4 or 5 nanometer diameter. Other activities are based on the Monte Carlo simulation, and for example, to simulate hysteresis loop for how is the reversal of the magnetization within one nanoparticle, which can be also compared to some experimental results. Not obtained there, but obtained by some colleague in Grenoble. Problem also of dynamic how to say, in mesopores, in pores, belonging to some mesopore structure. And finally, development of Mossbauer, for example, in MOVE samples. MOVE samples, it's the opposite of nanoparticles. The interest is you can store a lot of, I would say not of information, but you can store, for example, molecules to get some interesting activity, because such a system have nice pores of about 3-4 nanometers diameter. And you can control the size, you can control the interaction between the different pores. So after you have to model, and there is a large specific area. So a few colleagues are interested by development of new technique to observe thin film. I would say better, very thin film. So the idea starts from classical optical microscope, and the crucial point is to introduce some amplified contrast substrate. That means you can enhance finally the quality of the observation. So at such for example, you can see here in this figure, you have a layer which is a few nanometers thick, and you can see very easily. So you can compare. The advantage now, you can compare with SPR technique, but the advantage is you can work in, for example, in immersion. So different atmospheres. One example here is to study, for example, the spreading of a nanodrop. So you can follow from experimental point of view by doing a lot of images, of pictures, and after you can model such evolution. You can develop some thermodynamical model and to compare both the prediction of and the experimental results. So the main point is how to how say the possibility to observe films with a thickness with less than 1 nanometer. Okay? And other activity also around atom force microscopy to change what about the movement of the tip. So to have different, I would say, different routes. So for example, in this case, you have a circular mode. And by such a way, you can have many applications in the case of nanotubology. Other kind of studies. So if you want, I don't know if Philippe will discuss on this part, I don't think. So the idea starts with, you have a crystalline sample. It's quite easy to get the structure from X-ray diffraction. But when you have an amorphous structure, it's difficult to model the structure. So the main objective was, first, we are doing some NMR study, solid state NMR on the crystalline sample. We will get a lot of information about the local structure. After, we will study also by NMR the amorphous structure, and we will get some information about the local structure. and there is a kind of genetics between both. You can compare. In addition, the main point is to include the understanding of hyperfine parameters, of local parameters. So the people was introduced by ab initio calculation. And finally, you have a kind of triangle, so experiment, modeling, and sorry, it was free, yeah. I wanted to say there's an experiment, there's a synthesis, so the local structure, the synthesis, but there was a lack of information with respect to the amorphous system. After you can do some experiment, and after you will model. And the kind of triangle provides you a lot of information with respect to the local structure in the amorphous state. But the main interest is, at one moment, there was the NMR, which was helping for ab initio calculations. But now, ab initio calculation contributes to understand NMR spectrum, and consequently to have a better understanding of the local structure in disordered systems, on amorphous systems. Finally, the last team is interested in ultra-fast phenomena. So there is the topic is to understand again the interface or the extreme surface of some sample. So they are using pulsed laser with different frequencies. So nanosecond, picosecond, and femtosecond lasers. And the idea is to understand the conversion of energy at the extreme surface of a system. That means, what about the electron phonon? What about the electron-electron phonon-phonon couplings? So from such studies, there is development also of some different, I would say, ultra-fast phenomena spectrometers, some new techniques. So now it is also oriented to ultra-fast magneto-acoustic phenomena and magneto-optic phenomena. Some developments also are concerned by the application to ultra-fast phenomena, for example, to biology, to cells. And why not to think into nano-echography? Nano-echography would be a possibility to improve the quality, both in time and in scale, for the quality of images. And there is also some development to better understand and to build some Fresnel lenses, which could be applied to what we could call some kind of acoustic microscope. Also to have a better resolution on the nano resolution for the images. So I think it's okay for me. I don't know, sorry. Not finished. So, with respect to projects, so we have academic projects. RTL means Région Pays de Loire, as I mentioned before. ANR means the National Research Agency, which provides some support for labs. The support is decreasing with time. On EU, so we have one European project. So I suppose that some colleagues will give information on industrial contact. So we have a lot of contracts with different companies, different topics. And finally, I want also to mention that we have international agreements, bilateral agreements. So as you can see, with a lot of countries from Asia, from Australia, from South and North America, a few ones from Africa, and if we make a kind of set of art, rather from all, at least most of European countries. About masters, there was some discussion. So, for example, our PhD students, so there is different masters. There is one master in chemistry, it's called Chimana, so based on organic chemistry, functional materials and nanosciences. So the responsible is there, is Lazar. Another one is more devoted in physics, to the physics of nanophysics, and it is international master too. So a good connection with Poland, with Tunisia, with Czech Republic, and the responsible is Professor Kasiba, so if you want to meet him. Master, or at least one parcours, which is much more devoted to optic and photonic engineering. Another one, totally different, respect to technological innovation. So it's a kind of much more devoted to numeric computer engineering, and also in both applied physics and mechanics. The responsible is Florent Calverac. And finally, so from the École Doctorale, the doctoral school, so we belong to ED Free MPL, École Doctorale, Free MPL for matière, molecule and materials, and in Pays de la Loire. Okay? And the responsible maybe will be there soon, no, it's not there. Okay, so now I think I finished. Thank you.